Hello and welcome back to Sonic Adventure. Well, last time I promised you guys a fishing trip, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Today we're starting possibly one of the most controversial of the stories, and that is Big.
Hold on, Froggy, I'm coming! What? Froggy, is that you? You're looking kinda weird, good buddy. What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm! Come back here! What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Froggy! Wait up! Oh dear. Yoo-hoo, Froggy! Come out wherever you are! Oh man, where could my Pollywog pal be anyway?
Alright, so Big has a big normal jump, as is demonstrated there. This fishing rod is a very interesting thing.
Quick! We have to find the rest of the missing Chaos Emeralds! Quick! We have to find the rest of the missing Chaos Emeralds!
Eggman!
Very well. So the fishing is a very difficult to explain. So I'll probably go into a little more detail on that once we get to the actual stages. You head down this alley, this little grove here, and you can get an upgrade for your lure, which is very handy. Not so much during the main story, but when you're going into trial mode, this will help out a lot because in those modes you have to actively go for a high score. So it's definitely very handy for catching the bigger fish.
Froggy, there you are. Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
And in addition to that fishing rod, Big also has super strength, or something along those lines. So head down this sewer just like we did with Sonic before. Follow the path down like normal, and we should see a little. Yep, right here. Jump. You just hop up this crate, enter the elevator, and and for if depending on where you walk inside there, you might get stuck for a little bit. Because I've had it before where like the doors will just like they'll try to close, but they just get stuck like like I mean kind of like that. And sometimes too it'll actually close on Big's tail, and you can actually hear him say "ow." That's pretty funny. So Twinkle Park is the first stage. It's pretty simple. What's not so simple, however, is the fishing. I'll finally explain that. So you aim the lure like so with the action button, pointed towards the body of water. In this case, we only have one right now. The levels do get a little more complex later on. Once you do this, you can use the analog stick or control pad, whichever you desire, to sort of like move the lure left and right. You can I think if you press down, you can it's up or down. I can't remember which one, but you can like hold it in place. So if you're right next to a fish that you want to get, or if you find Froggy, then you can just stay right where you are and just let the fish come to you. Then you can use A or B to reel it back in at different speeds. One is faster than the other. The real battle begins though once you actually do get a bite. Because some fish behave a lot more differently than others. Like I said, some are a lot heavier. So with the lure upgrades, you'll have a much easier time doing that. For the sake of the story mode, you're only concerned with Froggy. The level will end as soon as you catch him. You can try to pick up some of these other fish if you want for bonus points, but again, it's not necessary. It only matters for trial mode. I believe on the higher grade missions, if you catch Froggy early, it'll still end the level like normally would. But it won't count as like clearing the mission. So here we go. We got our buddy. We're gonna try to pick him up, and I think he just farted, but whatever. So yeah, this is definitely no Sega bass fishing, but we're gonna make it work somehow. That is one level down. Big has 4 stages. These stages can either go.
Not too bad.
They can either be really quick if you know where the fish are located, or if you're skilled at these kinds of things. Sometimes they can go on forever if you're having bad luck. But I'll try. But I will tell you now for these for this old recording that
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
that I managed to salvage up from my old hard drive. This will be a pretty short one. I think I'm only going to have 2 videos for Big. So I know that might sound like really crazy and unprecedented, but that is just how things went. So Ice Key's in a different location now, which is pretty hilarious. We're just gonna pick that up like we normally would, and then we will take it over to the Mystic Ruins.
I'm so bored. I guess I'll go shopping or something.
Gotta make all those interactions with the other characters as much as we possibly can, just for the sake of it. It's pretty fun.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
So I guess going back to what I said before about this possibly being the most controversial of the stories is that the main source being a bit divided. Some people are saying it's the like if you were to ask the average person who plays this game, some people would say like the gameplay aspects of the fishing and here how that works and how it behaves, and others are saying it's just Big himself about rather like his motives, which I don't mind at all. I don't mind his character or his gameplay, honestly, but I know everyone has their own opinion on it, so I can't really give a good insight on that. So enter Ice Cap Zone, and before you enter this body of water, pick up this thing.
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water. To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
And works just like it's described. You can like I think if you you just tap the button, you'll jump normally. But if you hold when you hold the button, you'll sink back down. You'll notice Big climbs ladders really fast, which is a huge upgrade and very relieving, especially after playing as Amy last time. So Ice Cap Zone is pretty interesting. First thing you gotta do is pick up that boulder there, and that's not how you pick it up, but maybe if I... Okay, yeah, third time's the charm. So just hurl it towards that layer of ice there, and it'll break. Then you can go ice fishing. Gotta make sure you yeah. Sometimes when you cast the reel, you have to be you have to be within the right distance to actually make it go. Otherwise it'll just sit with nothing. So these levels do get a lot, like not only more complex, but also just like definitely a lot bigger in size. Like there'll be more like more places to go, more fish to catch. But like I said, we found Froggy early, so we're just gonna do what we came for and get out. So yeah, simple as can be with
Not too bad.
with as well, I'm not sure what the right phrase for that would be, but you know, simple as can be with the only real amount of resources that we have, which is to say not a whole lot. So we're already halfway done. How about that? Pretty exciting, right? So then we'll just swim our way across back to the train here to trigger the next cutscene here.
Oh no, he's got my little bunny. Whoa! Glad I found you.
Oops.
Oh, now what am I gonna do?
Sorry. If I had only held on tighter.
Well, at least he said he was sorry. Before I move on, though, I'm feeling a little homesick, so we're gonna take our good friend Mr. Minecart back over to the forest. So this way we can make a quick little pit stop back home, because if you were paying attention during that opening cutscene, there's another power up underneath Big's bed that we can grab for ourselves and make our lives a little easier. And the quickest way to Big's house, for those of you that forgot, you want to exit. Yeah, you can climb down that ladder there where you started, and then just go all the way to the right. Of course, you can also follow the river upwards, if that strikes your fancy. And I may mention before too how the terrain here is very slopey, so walking there might be kind of slow, but like I said, not too hard to navigate as long as you're being vigilant. I think if you follow the river long enough, you actually hit an invisible wall. So, of course, now we're going with this stream instead of rather than against it. So that doesn't really do too many favors for us. I think I actually get lost in this recording, but maybe not. Yeah, so how are we doing today, everybody? I know we have to change all the clocks back an hour now, but honestly, I kind of prefer it this way since I'm able to wake up at since I can wake up at 7 o'clock and not have it be dark out. It kind of drives me nuts, even though I am what's the word? Like I'm definitely an early riser, but at the same time, like I'm not super dependent on the sun. It's definitely. I mean, it's definitely helpful when you can wake up and actually see what's going on in the morning, not be able to. Being forced to turn your headlights on in the in the middle of the dark when you're trying to get to like work or school or whatever it is you need to be. It's pretty inconvenient. As it turns out, I was right. I do get lost here, but oh well. We make our way. We make our way there just fine. So as I was saying, yeah. I lost my thought. I am so sorry. Yeah, so here we are on the south side of the forest. There's no egg carrier base here, so we must have beaten it to the punch. This is an alternate way to the house here, albeit slightly longer. Or should I say much longer, since you're going like position yourself at 12 o'clock here on a clock, where the ladder is. If Big's house is on 9 o'clock, then you're essentially going from 12 to 3 to 6 instead of just 12 to 9. So, but whatever, we made it. So just lift up that bed, place it somewhere else. I don't think it matters where exactly. Then you get this thing.
It's the power rod. You now have longer casting distance.
Ignoring the fact that this looks like a giant bumblebee with no stinger, yeah, this thing's definitely handy. You can stay at a safe distance, or if you're trying to cast the reel from really far away, then you can do that, depending on where you're trying to fish, of course. Yeah, like I said before, this is definitely no Sega bass fishing. Although, yeah. Considering we're already halfway through the story, that's pretty good pace. I don't know if anybody here watches if anybody's actively watches like speedruns or anything, but I know I think it was during an SGDQ one year. There was somebody did a speedrun of big stories for the GameCube in the GameCube version, in fact, and it was pretty crazy, like pretty exciting too. Like I remember, I still remember the audience getting like really, just really pumped up whenever they hit the line. They would just shout, "Something's biting!" like it does in the game. But
the train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
So that was pretty. So that part was also pretty fun to watch. And you saw there, just as I was playing around with the cursor, it's definitely much much improvement over the previous rod, which only went so far. But now you can go. I think it's double. I think it's double the original distance. So pretty handy. That was a weird exchange.
That robot! I'd better go after Amy!
Yeah, we can see here that the other stories are accelerating very quickly here, from Big's point of view. Well, once again, it's time to play Follow That Frog, but we're going to have to save the conclusion of that little chase for the next episode. So I will see you guys then.